All right. Good evening. I think it's time we start. We're going to start now. So others can join later or they can watch the recorded. Okay, first I will start by introducing our speaker for tonight's talk or lecture, in the person of Dolapo Main. Okay, she is an ever-evolving professional with over 8 years in business world. A first degree, she has her first degree in engineering before proceeding to University of Lagos for MBA, where she majored in finance. In addition to this, she bagged a certificate in disruptive strategy from the prestigious Harvard Business School online. To improve her knowledge in investment, she enrolled in the CFA program and currently studying for her level 2 exam. She continues to learn and help others understand finance and business. Please join me to welcome her to this awesome time this night, and I promise you that we will enjoy every moment of it. Thank you.
Good evening. Okay, for a moment I thought Uche was talking about someone else. Most of you know me as Bosse, but for some personal reasons, I'll prefer it to be called Dolapo. So I try not to answer the name Bosse. But for those who don't know about this, when they call me Bosse, I answer. I still answer.
Tell us why. You have to tell us why.
No, that's why I said personal. Please bear with me.
I remember
You can see me, see me off camera.
I need to know.
See me off camera. Okay, thank you so much. I feel really honored to be talking to distinguished men of substance. So finance, what I'm going to be saying is not something you don't know already. Please, may I turn off this video? It's distracting me, so I can just...
Okay.
Leave the video on, I beg. What?
Okay, sir. Okay. Okay, so it's what we already know. Because most of us are running businesses and or we're working for someone. So it's not, and we get to see this every day. It's constantly in our faces. You see that someone is telling you, come invest in these, or they're saying, no, there's somewhere where you can get 20%, there's somewhere you can get, different promises everywhere. Even the programs that we know that are things we should not put our hard-earned money into. But one thing I want to say is, you do not have financial freedom until your returns on investments are enough to take care of your liabilities or your expenses. So what I mean, let me explain this. So let's say you have, you've invested in the money market, or you bought treasury bills. That's something we all know. And you have treasury bills giving you a return of, say, 100,000, just for the sake of this conversation. And your expenses, and every month you fill your car, you have gas, cooking gas, your laundry, groceries, and the likes. And all of those come to the tune of 100,000. And that return that you get from, maybe you've invested with Trust Bank or Standard Chartered, is enough, is exactly 100,000. That means whatever income you have is safe. You're not touching it, because the returns on investments, the returns you're getting from the treasury bills that you purchased, is sufficient to take care of those expenses. At that point, you can say, hey, I have financial freedom. And that is what we all should desire to have, because it takes away the stress of what we need to do, and we can then focus on building our dreams and living our dreams. I want to point out something. This is something that we should know. It is never about the size of your income. It is never about the size of your income. Because I also thought at a point that, I have to be earning this amount of money to be happy, or I have to get this amount of money. But the trick there is, if you are not disciplined, the higher your income grows, the higher your expenses. I was discussing with a friend of mine a couple of hours ago, and I told her that, I said, do you remember that there was a time when we could live comfortably? We're earning 20,000. In fact, sometimes at the point we're not even earning, but we are living and we are comfortable. We're wearing clothes. So what happened? What changed? Why are we in this rat race? Why do you still have people who are earning some are even earning in the millions and they're still struggling? What exactly is going on? And it's just one thing. It's the size of our mind. Because we have conditioned ourselves to say, until I get that job with a multinational, until I start earning in dollars or I start earning 4 million per annum, my needs cannot be met. That is a lie. Saving is a culture that we must all imbibe. It is so important. You know, when we say saving, most people think, oh, it's easy. It's not easy. It takes discipline. It takes sacrifice. A lot of sacrifice. And I think the main thing is discipline. We must get rid of the need for instant gratification. Just look away from some things. And you know, the ladies are the ones who actually suffer that. We are the ones who have to deal with that, because I'm buying the clothes or the things I don't need with the money that I don't have. And by the time you buy it, you know, sometimes I buy things and when I look back, I have that buyer's regret. I'm like, why did I even buy this thing? I don't even need it. My life, I was fine even before this thing. So why did I need it? You have clothes and you're still thinking of buying clothes. And we have a wardrobe that's so full of clothes. Yet, when it is time to go out, we spend hours looking for one clothes to buy. So first of all, saving. You must save. However, when you say saving, people then ask, how do I save? Where do I save? Because the trick, and I always tell people that if you're still keeping money in the bank, you are sleeping on a bicycle. And I'm not running down any commercial bank. I do not intend to do that. That is not the plan. But I'm just speaking reality. So if you put 100 naira in any of the banks on the 1st of January, before the end of that month, you will get debit alert. You've not used your ATM. You will get maintenance fee, you'll get VAT and the likes. So even when you go back and say, I want to get my statement of account, they're giving it to you. You're just wondering, like, I had 100 naira, what happened to it? I didn't go there. So where are the charges coming from? Why am I being debited? What are you maintaining? I had my ATM, I had my debit card in my purse, in my wallet. I did not use it once. I did not swipe this card, yet I am getting debit alert. And then let's say we are operating in an ideal environment where no maintenance fee is taken. What about inflation? In the layman's language, we'll say bargaining power, your purchasing power. So what 100 naira could buy 2 months ago, you go to the same market, you want to buy the same quantity of goods or items, and 100 naira is just not enough. So someone will say, well, yes, I should save. Let me just eat this one now that I can see, rather than saving money and then I come back and see that my money has been discounted for no fault of mine by 20%. So you might be holding that 100 naira notes, but what you actually have in essence is 80 naira. So people will then ask, I don't want to save. You have people say, no, I'm not saving any money. It's a trick. Someone says it's a scam. Saving is a scam. So for me, what I then advise is, when you get your money, before you start saving, take care of your needs. Those needs, they are needs that are important. Plan it in such a way that, okay, I must eat. So you have your budget, create a budget. It's essential. It is very, very important. You create that budget, you're keeping a part, knowing that this is what I use for the, but please apply discipline. Because don't say create a budget, say, no, now, let me take out 80%. No, you don't have to. It's also discipline and sacrifice. So you create that budget, and the money that is left, after you have taken out what takes care of your needs, you can look for a safe investment house. Thankfully, we have the likes of the PiggyVest, the Cowries Wise, and you put the money there in a safe lock. I think they have those things, they call them safe lock, where you keep them there and you can monitor it. But before you put your money in any of these things, please, first of all, check that they are registered with SEC. Always check, because SEC is like the CBN to the banks. So they always check those investment homes. A lot of investment homes that you see flying around are not registered with SEC. And if your money is not registered, if you are dealing with guys who are not registered, that means you are dealing with, what do they call them? Cowboys that can just pack up because nobody is regulating them and take your money away. So save that money. Now, when you save your money, so I saw an advert at one, there was a time I saw this advert, I think it was on LinkedIn. It was touching, but that's the reality. So this little boy had seen a toy, can't remember what the toy was, and he looked at the price. And that price, it was, say, still for the sake of this conversation, it was $100. And he went home, he looked at it, every day he would come look at it, and he kept saving. He would go run errands for the neighbors and do all that, help his parents and all that, and they'll pay him, he'll come back, save the money. And this went on for a while. And every day he would go, when he feels like buying sweets and, you know, the instant gratification I'm talking about, he would go back to that picture, go to the store, the show glass, and look at that toy. And that would inspire him to continue saving. Guess what? He saved the $100. Then he ran to the store with his $100 to go pick up that toy. But when he got there, the price had changed. So the $100 he had, the months of sacrifice went down the drain. I felt really bad, like, wow, this little boy and everything. But I said, this is us in real life. You are saving your money is not growing. When you save, don't save for the sake of saving. Save towards a plan. This is why I want to save. However, sometimes just save for the sake of saving. Money builds confidence. When you have money, opportunities come to you. It's strange. When you get money, when you get that alert, you start thinking, what can I do with this money? At the same time, when you get money, it's as if all our village people know that, Igwa Batala, there is money. And everybody comes, hey, my son is doing this. I need money for this. Please help me. It's a death or life thing, and you start saving, spending the money. So it is the same way. And that is the essence why you are even saving in the first place. That's the reason you are saving, so that when they come to you, I'm not teaching, I'm not saying we should be stingy. I'm just saying we should be disciplined. No does not mean you are wicked. And to make it easy for you to say no, just take that money out of your GT account, out of your Sterling Bank account, or whichever account you're running, and lock it up. Just keep it there. So if you tell the person, truly, I don't have money, you are not lying. You don't have money because you have locked up that money for the next 6 months. So even you do not have the access to that money. But rather than just saving, so when you have saved that money, start thinking, start having intelligent conversations with people. Where can I put my money? You see people running businesses and the likes, you know, you're having conversations, you're doing your own research online. Do your own research. Always do your own research, because what you know cannot be taken away from you. Someone else can come and paint something, create this very fantastic picture for you, and you're like, oh wow, I put my money here and this happens. It's not always the case, because in investment is about taking risk. Life itself is about risk, but you don't want the money that you have put together to go to waste because you put it in, you listen to someone and didn't do your own due diligence, because at the end of the day, you have yourself to blame. You can only speak words to the person, or even get the person arrested, but whatever you do, that money has gone. And if the money even comes back, you have lost value. So always do your own due diligence. So first of all, you must save. It is not negotiable. You must save. Learn to save. When that money comes in, pay yourself first. Pay yourself. Always pay yourself, because you're working. When I started working initially, when I hear pay yourself, I thought it meant, oh, when that money comes, so reward yourself and then go buy a new dress or buy a new bag, or something. That's what I thought. But I realized I'd been working in foolishness, and I just kept buying things that really did not serve me, or could not serve me, or could not even come to my aid at times when I needed help. So pay yourself first means when that money comes in, take out a part. Make up your mind and say, this is what I want to do. So you take out this part. I don't even know what I want to use this money for. I have no plans in near sight. I have no plans for the future. I don't even know what business to do. I mean, I'm working somewhere and I'm not planning to start up a business. So anyway, let me just save. And while I'm talking about this, I also want to say something, because our society has created this picture that entrepreneurs are the real heroes, and any other person or every other person who's not running a business is a failure. That is not true. Some have said if you work for someone, you can never get rich. That is not true. That is not true. These things we're talking about, that is what will actually take us from where we are to where we want to be, or even make us better. Whether you work for someone or you're working for yourself, we are working. It's just that you're working for yourself and I'm working for somebody else. What's the difference? It's the same thing. But now, at every point, what we should always have is the entrepreneurial spirit. That is what we should have. So even though I am doing someone else's business, I have my 9 to 5, I am doing it like a businessman. I'm not running my own business, but I am running this thing, the task I have to do every day. I am doing it like a business person. And it helps you discipline yourself. And so even when you have your own, if you do desire to have yours, you would have gained that discipline. So it doesn't matter if you're working for someone or working for yourself. It doesn't change anything. You can still work for yourself and be broke because you're spending the money that you're getting. You're eating your profit. You're not even applying it. And businesses take a while to grow, irrespective of the environment where you find yourself. So it's not a Nigerian or an African factor. So I said save. Then secondly, after you have saved or you continue to save because there's no end to this saving, we then ask, what kind of investments do I want to go into? In saving, sorry, I'm not following a structured pattern, but in saving, there are three categories. You must have 3 categories of the saving. You have your short-term saving, even in investments. You have a short-term investment, mid-term investment, and then long-term investment. When we say short-term investment, we are saying a year or less. So if you recall at the beginning of this conversation, I mentioned the money market, I mentioned treasury bills. Those are all short-term investment because you see the 30-day treasury bill rate is this, 91-day is this, 180, and the rest. So those are short-term investments. And they're short-term because, not just because of the term, but because when you need your money, you can quickly liquidate. They are very liquid assets. Liquidity means the ability to change an asset, to exchange an asset for cash when you want it, even when the 30-day is not, you've not reached the 30-day, you can easily sell to someone else. It's easy to sell it because these are publicly, this is a government bonds. Government bonds is also part of it. The short-term government bonds is also part of it. So there's always somebody willing to buy. The banks will even buy it back from you. The only thing is that they might buy it back at a lower rate. Then when we say the mid-term investment, then we're saying between 1 year to 5 years. The government bonds also come into that. Some corporate bonds also come into that. Then when we say long-term investment, we're saying 10 years and above. So you then say, where do I invest? Again, do your due diligence. Look at what the stock market is saying. You may not understand the figures, you may not understand the drama behind when you see that figure in green, when you see the figure in red, you may not understand all of that. You can get a stockbroker to help you with that. Just look at when you look at the Guardian paper or some of these newspapers, even online, you can go online and study this stock. They call them stock. You study it, see how they have been going. Look at the trend for the last 10 years. By how much did they grow? Did they have a major crash? What was the economy like in the last 10 years? How did they thrive? How did they fall? You're looking at all those things, and it then forms your decision on, let me then invest in this. Then, aside from going into this like proper investments that we see, you also say, I want to go start up this business. Do not start a business. Do not go into a business because others have gone into it and succeeded. It's a trap. It is misinformation on rampage. They say, oh, the Uber business is paying. Oh, go and do it. Some are cut out to manage that sort of thing. You may not have that time or that thing, that flair for it, for logistics. You go into it and then maybe you meet a driver who's not well balanced mentally, and the guy frustrates the life out of you, and at the end of the day you're selling your car out as crap. Trust me, I'm taking from an experience. I'm from a point of experience. I experienced it and it wasn't funny. Get so before you go into a business, do your due diligence. Never go into a business you know nothing about. Never invest in a company you know nothing about, no matter how beautiful they look on paper. Never go into anything without having good knowledge, without knowing what they do, without understanding who the management, without knowing who is on the board of directors. Never go into it. Who knows? The guys on the board of directorship, the members of the board of directors may just be flippant people. They may be flippant. They may be the ones who can just take someone's money and buy new cars, even when the company is not doing well. They are changing their cars. There's no structure. Or they are giving loans without asking for the money back, or they are doing related party transactions. That means they are selling within themselves, selling to themselves. Senior management is the one that they are giving out contracts. We see that happening in some private organizations, and it's not supposed to be, because once those things come into play, then control is difficult. So you want to see a company that has grown. You're seeing the management, the team, the management team, and you're seeing that these are guys that go and check them out on LinkedIn. Do it. It's your money. It doesn't matter how much you are putting into that company. It is your money. So you should do your diligence. Ask questions. Ask hard questions. When they start fidgeting and they don't want to answer your questions, then you just know that this is a business I don't want to put my money in. It doesn't care how much they have on paper. If you are not comfortable enough to answer questions that pertain to my money, because you may, someone may have maybe invested 100 million, and I'm coming with 1 million, but I'm asking so many questions, and they're like, these people that don't have money, they're always making noise. That's their business. That's their business, because you don't know how much this person worked to get his money. You don't know what this money means to him. It is his money. So let him ask all the questions that he needs to ask. And if you're offended, oh well, so be it. That means you're just not the person I should be investing with. So always ask questions. Ask questions. Come again and again and ask questions. And do not delegate and abandon. I know that term does not fit into what we're talking about, but what it means is don't put your money there and go to bed. Please don't do that. Watch what they are doing. No, you say watch and pray. Watch what is happening there. Watch what is happening in the company. Go and see what they are doing. Have things changed? Has the management team changed? Have they brought in new people? Who are these new guys? Are they laying off people? Do they have are they having financial issues? What exactly is happening? Are they selling off their assets? Your ears are on ground. You're asking questions. What are their competitors doing? Why are they not doing what competitors are doing? Why is their customer base not growing? You're really asking because you want to know, is my money safe? Then another thing in investing is compounding. You want to get wealthy, you want to grow your wealth, then you must embrace compounding. In school, we did simple interest. We also did compound interest. Compound interest is the way. So say you invested money with XYZ company, and they are giving you 10% per annum. And they're giving you 10% per annum. So 10% on that 100,000 is 10. That they give you the option of getting your money back. So maybe every month or every year you get some money back. That's your interest. That's the return on investment I spoke about when we started this series or this conversation. You can take your 10,000 naira or your 10 naira as a pay you. It's your money. But then you can tell them that I want this money to be rolled over. Because if you keep taking your 10 naira, what is actually happening is you are eating the proceeds of your investment. Yes, it is not bad. Because if you see what I spoke about when I said your returns on investment, taking care of your expenses, financial freedom, But maybe it's not yet time for you to get that financial freedom and you want to grow this wealth just a bit. So if you keep your money and say, you know what, just roll over. So the next year, what they then have is not 100 naira to start with again. Because if you take that 10 naira at the end of the year, you are back at square one. That means you're starting again from scratch. But if you leave that money with them, the next year, what you have as your capital is 110 naira. You invest that, I think it becomes 121. So the money is growing, And it gets to a point with compounding where there seems to be like an explosion. I call it an implosion or an imploding. Because that money that you started with in year 0 has grown. You go back and you're looking at it, you're like, wow, you're happy with yourself because, I was disciplined again. I was disciplined enough to leave this money to grow. And the money has generated, the money has grown. And then it then becomes money that is important, that it becomes money that is useful to you and money that you are happy you kept. I have experienced it, and compounding is the only way. Compounding is the only way to appreciate investment. Because if you take your money and you're looking at that 100, it's no longer 100 naira. It also has a flip side. Let me take the one I can see. Let me take the money I can see now. Before, instead of losing the money, maybe if I took out my interest, I collected the interest they gave me, and maybe something happened. And the only thing I could recover from that investment was maybe 80 naira. You say, at least I didn't lose everything. At least I had 80 naira plus the 10 naira I had collected before, than losing out like major money. So compounding is what you should embrace. Compounding is important. Compounding is important. Compounding is important. You want to grow wealth, compounding is the way to go about it. Then I also said, okay, for investment as well, understand your risk appetite, understand your risk tolerance. We live with risk every day, but understand your tolerance. Don't go and invest. Let's say you earn or you've been able to save 10 million naira, and you take the whole of that money and you put it in. Can you tolerate it? Can you stand if that money is completely lost? Will it kill you? Will you be able to start all over if you lose that 10 million? If you lose 5 million, will you be able to cope? So understand your risk tolerance. Understand the responsibilities that you have. Understand your needs. You cannot put your needs aside. You must eat. But now the proportion you want to eat in, or what exactly you want to eat in, that's a seriously different cup of tea. But needs are different from wants. Needs must be met. You must eat, you must have shelter, you must have clothing. Those are basic needs. So do you want to take everything that you have saved and invest it? It might pay off. Because if you have 10% and you're able to realize that 10% at the end of the year, on 10 million, you're getting 1 million naira, and it's like, wow, this is a great deal. But if something goes wrong, can you withstand the shock? So understand your risk tolerance. Understand your risk tolerance. If you can play around it, fine. Because in investment, the higher your risk, the higher your return. If you play safe, you may not get as much as a man who is willing to put it out there. However, understand your risk. The fact that Mr. A is doing it does not mean that Mr. B must do the same thing. It doesn't mean we are two different people, or we are completely different people. We have different parts in life. There are different things that matter to us. And I cannot be playing a game because you're playing the same game. And who knows, you may have more than that 10 million. So understand your risk appetite, how much you're willing to put on the line, and then invest. However, the higher your risk, the higher your return. Then another thing I want to talk about is collaboration. The challenge we have as people, and this problem is actually more for women, is collaboration. Everybody wants to be CEO. Everybody wants to be the founder. Everybody wants to be number one. Everybody wants to be, MD CEO. It's not bad. And I by no means say this to belittle anybody. No, it is a good dream. However, I would rather have 10% of 100 units than 100% of 1 unit or 100% of 10 units of, yes. So let me say it again. I think it is better to have 10% of 100 than 100% of 10. When you're building your business, you want to ask, what is my business even contributing to the economy? Can I measure this thing in naira and kobo? Or am I just building something? Or I'm a makeup artist? Or I'm a fish farmer? How much is it contributing? The power of collaboration, and men have this working for them. You see, men are able to come together and build a thriving business. A lot of people will see the likes of some big businesses and they're like, wow, oh, it is this man. Go behind and go and see. There are several men who have come together to put their funds in, and they have built a thriving business that is adding to the top line in the economy. They are contributing to the GDP. So you have that, your small agri farm. You have everybody. Mr. A has his agri farm. Mr. B has, or Mrs. B has her makeup studio. Or this one has this, that one has that. And we are all scattered. Whether your business falls today or rises tomorrow, it doesn't add anything to the GDP. Is that the kind of business you want to continue to grow? Why not come together and share ideas? For me, I think that is the way. That is also the way to grow wealth. You want to build a business that will be a going concern, a business that will stand the test of time. You want to build a legacy. The fastest way is to come together, to collaborate, put together ideas, and then it's even easier to grow funds. You want to start a real estate business, come together, putting together funds, and of course, with laws, there must be rules to that, because people can come in halfway and say, no, I want my money back. So there must be rules that are binding to the group. But that is the way to grow. That is the way to grow wealth. Then there's a lot to say about the investment world. There's a lot to say about growing your business, where to put your money and all that and all that. However, you can do all of this, and one day the money falls, everything just vanishes like thin air. You look back and you say, oh, this is what I built. I built this thing. I sacrificed. I made all these efforts to ensure that my life is better. And then there was fire. I didn't cause the fire. Maybe it was lightning and everything burnt down. Where do I start from? And on that note, I would say insurance. I don't know how many of us remember when this very popular supermarket got burnt, Ebano. The fire was something else. Everything was burnt. But thank God that man had enough sense to insure his business. When that thing happened, the man was at peace. It's not like he will not feel that, oh, it wasn't like he would not feel any pain. But there was comfort. There was some level of comfort that, okay, I insured this, provided he insured it properly. He got his money back. Right now, Ebano has supermarkets, he has businesses all over the country, and I'm sure outside the country, because he has grown to that level. It is not enough to put your money somewhere. When you are putting your money there, do you have insurance? Insurance is a culture that many people are yet to embrace. They still see it as, all these people are asking us for our money so they can eat our money. But it's not so. You are protecting yourself. You are protecting your assets. Because the assets you have today, I mean, look at where we are right now. There's a lot of uncertainty. Even the business world in itself, some parts of the business world, then because some others are really thriving, is not doing so well. This is not a time in your life where you want that car that you have that is in good condition to have an accident and you start looking like, oh, how do I fix it? This is not a time you want to spend all those kind of monies. This is not a time where your house will get flooded and you have to buy new chairs, new settees. This is not the time for it. This is not even a time where the car gets stolen. Nobody's praying it happens, and then you're thinking of going to buy another car. It's not time. This is not even the time for you to put your money into that investment and the business collapses and your money is gone just like that. This is not a time for you to deal with expenses. It is not the time. So this is the right time. If you have not been taking up insurance, if you've not thought about securing your assets, this is the time to do it. When you take up investments, don't just take up your investments and say, oh, okay, like I took up, there was time I invested in an agricultural business. And I saw there on the platform that we had the option of buying insurance to protect our investment. It was 10%. The rate of that insurance was, the premium rate to pay was 10% of the money we had put in. And okay, maybe I don't put in so much, but I put in like, I think it was 200,000 and I took it up. And something went wrong. Because when I saw that I was actually trying to support a friend, but I opted for insurance. Something went wrong and they could not pay what they had promised. No fault of theirs. So they were dealing in, it was crop farming. Can't remember the name of what plant exactly they had put in. They planted, and they had these insects that would just come in, and in one night, an entire acre of land was gone. Because these insects, they come in really hungry and they eat up everything. So they couldn't get the returns they had promised. And what we were then fighting for was, that money that I put in, I want my money. But because you had signed a form saying that we are not promising you, this is a business, it could go left, it could go south. A lot of people didn't get their monies back. Even the principal that they had put in, they could not get it back. It was just a few of us. And guess what? We're not even up to 10% of the investors who decided to take up insurance, because people were like, oh, okay, I'm supposed to get 10% of the 10%, no, it was 20% promised. You get, so this 20%, I'll take out 10% of that 20% to buy insurance. That means the return is not complete again. That's what they're looking at. But they didn't look at the flip side, because in their mind, 40%, that was all they could hear. No one was thinking this business may not deliver as promised, because there are factors of nature to deal with. There's everything to deal with. Even government policies could change. They didn't factor that in. They just looked at the returns, and that was all that was driving them. And a lot of people did not get up to 80% of their principal. We're not talking about the returns on investment. That's not what we're talking about. But I got my money, I got my return on investment because I had insured myself. Insurance cannot be overemphasized. As much as building an investment, building your wealth is important, even much more is securing it. It's not enough to say, oh, my money is with XYZ, I'm doing business with this, I'm doing that. It is not enough. You must insure it. You do not want what you have worked for to go down the drain. You do not want to wake up one day and see that it has slipped through your fingers. You don't want that happening, because I don't even want to imagine the pain and agony that comes with that. So I would rather keep it safe by protecting that money that I have put into that business, and whatever happens, in a way, I'm protected. So investment is the way. Again, investment is the way, and ensuring that investment, protecting that investment is like a man who puts money. You don't want to put money in a pocket filled with holes. You don't want to do that. You don't want to put water into a basket. And then you say, okay, which insurance firm should I use? I'm not going to tell you that. Again, just as I said, that's study, do due diligence. Also do due diligence on the insurance company you're going to use to insure your investment. Do your due diligence. It's not enough to look beautiful, to have beautiful buildings. It's not enough to say, oh, these people, they've been here. If they have outlived 10 years, if they have been in existence for over 10 years, have they remained as they started? By how much have they grown? How much claims have they paid out? Do they pay their claims promptly? Have they been bought over by foreign investors? Have they merged? Have they been acquired? You're asking all those questions because, yes, someone can be in existence for over 40 years, but that person may have been bought over. During the course of the year, they might have been bought over. We have the case with our Airtel guys. I think there were Zain, there were V-Mobile, there were this, there were that. A lot of changes have occurred through the years with them. I'm not saying they are bad, but it's a red flag. It is a red flag. It's either something is wrong with the foundation or something is wrong with the management style. So when you see those things, recognize red flags and don't ignore them. It is your money that we are talking about. It is your money. So you want to ensure that the guys you are dealing with, you want to ensure that the people I'm putting my money with, that I'm giving my money to, or the people I'm saying, you know what, that I'm even paying premium, because when you take up insurance, they're not doing it for you for free. They are here for business. And the money they take as their premium, what you pay for insurance is called premium. The money they take as their premium is very minimal. So you're asking, what is this small money that you're taking? You're taking 6,000 naira from me and saying, oh, 6,000 naira will guarantee you 1 million. How? How many 6,000 do you have to put together to get 1 million? So how am I sure that this company will fulfill their obligation when they are called upon to do so? So you want to go through the records, you want to go online, you want to ask seasoned brokers, you want to ask questions on how have these guys been doing? Can I see their books? Are their is their annual reports, is it easily accessible online? Can I call in and get a copy of their annual report to go through, or get a financial expert to help me translate what this is saying? They want to do all of that. So that is the way to go. That is the way to go. Grow your business, grow your wealth. It's good to go into business. It's good to invest. It's good to collaborate. It's good to save. Save. Do not eat. It's like eating your seed. If all the, we call them early men, if they ate all the seeds that they got, if the people before us ate all the seeds, I mean, after eating your mango, you eat the seed. After eating ube, you eat the seed. Or or other plants, you're eating the seed. You're eating it. If they all ate their seed, if we all ate the yams without cutting off the ECG and putting it in and planting them, we will not have what we have. We will not have food to eat. We will not have food to eat. But because they were wise enough to eat the fruits and then plant the seed, we have those fruits with us. So what are we going to leave for the next generation? Do you want to build a business that will be a going concern? Do you want to leave your mark in the sands of time? Do you want to leave something that your children's children can inherit? Or do you want to belong to the class? Do you want to continue? Now, no offense meant, but do you want to continue like our parents who are looking up to us, children, to take care of them? Now, there's nothing wrong with taking care of your parents. We have black tax in Africa. It's not just Nigeria, where the parents they know, okay, my child is going to come take care of me, so I'm training my child. So when I'm old, my child comes to take care of me. Is that the style we want? I don't think that is a good way to go. Yes, we are happy doing it for our parents. I absolutely love to do things for my mom. I love to do it, and I am honored because I know there's a blessing that comes with it. But do I want my children taking care of me? Yes, I want my children to have that same honor. I want them to show me honor. I would want for them to show me honor. But I want to be that sort of, that kind of parent that by the time I am 80, by the time I've come of age, I'm 90, I'm still the one calling the shots. Yes, whatever my children give me, they are giving me because they want me to bless them. They're not giving me to survive. So now, in the prime of my time, I am building something that would outlive me so that I'm not at the mercy of anybody, child, society, or anything at all, because I know that I'm laying up the foundation for a future that I'll be confident of. I want to be the grandparents that, or my grandchildren are happy to say, oh, we're going to grandma's place, because grandma has money. Money has a loud voice, whether we like it or not. But, the Bible says money is a defense, but even much more than money is a defense. Wisdom is a defense. Money cannot give life, but wisdom can give life. Wisdom is what will tell us where to put our money, how to put our money, how to manage our funds, how to ensure that the money that comes to us does not slip through our fingers. Wisdom is what will guide us to establish what we have started, how will guide us to build, put our resources together, will guide us into partnership with the right people. Wisdom is what we need. And on this note, I say thank you again for the opportunity to talk to you.
Wow. Bravo. Wow, this is non-stop, close to 55 minutes, 45 minutes.
Wow. Wow.
Thank-
Wow. So sorry that I just went on and on.
Thank you.
So
Thank
sorry.
you. Okay.
Thank you.
At this junction, we want to take questions before we sign off. Cornelius, you're raising your hand. You can go ahead and speak. Hello, Cornelius, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have a question for her?
Well, I have a question for her, but I don't know whether she will be in better position to shed light on it regarding investments, rather regarding insurance.
Please shoot.
Because
Ask your
can you
question.
hear me loudly? Yeah.
Yes, we can hear.
The issue is that I'm one of those people that don't really give two hoots about insurance, because sometimes I feel that they are just there to make money, and when there is something for them to pay, they will what they will consider at the end of the day, if you default in any of them, they can tell you that you are not qualified to get whatever, because there have been stories where people do insurance and at the end of the day, when there is an issue, they are not able to pay. So my question is this. Let me ask a straight question. If you insure something and at the maximum amount of time you insure that thing, nothing happens, what do you stand to benefit? For instance, if I have, say, what would I use as an example now? Okay, say I do investment for 5 years, maybe for my car, 5 years investment. Okay, I don't really have much idea about how the not in investment, like the insurance, how it works. If after 5 years, for instance, no accident happens, all the premium I have paid for that 5 years, what happens is it that the company will not take it, or I'm going to be giving back and all that? Because nobody's praying that something will happen. Me, I want to live long to enjoy my wealth and my, But it seems that most time the benefit of insurance is death. For instance, if I have a 10 years insurance plan, God forbid, after 3 years, I'm late, or 4 years, I'm dead. Then I'll say, whatever happens, what I'm supposed to have gotten in 10 years will be paid to my family and whatever. That's in my behind. What if I live up to that 10 years and I'm still alive? So what do I gain from that premium I've paid so far? I hope my question is clear.
Yes, it is. Okay, can I answer that now?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay, so like every industry, the insurance sector has evolved. I know a lot of people have been burnt because there are always bad eggs in every industry. Financial world, the financial world is just one that's built on trust. Unfortunately, for the insurance world, the history has not been fair to them, in that they have not been fair to themselves. However, things have changed because the insurance industry is being regulated. It is being regulated. No insurance company can mess, pardon my French, can treat a client however they want. They can't take that risk. So if you have done everything that you need to do. Now, this is where the problem is. When you're thinking of an insurance policy, some people just take it up, as I said, and then they go to bed. You are giving a form, you are giving your policy document. Did you study it? When the person was selling insurance to you, did you ask the person all the questions? Or you're just helping a relative? They might just take it up and they don't even, because the person is just trying to meet his or her target. And they don't do the proper thing. They don't give you the best. Sometimes, aside from trying to meet their target, some they know the policies that will earn them the highest commission, and they sell that to you. But that may not be what you need. That may not be what you need, which is also not fair on the person. But you can't force people to have morals. You can't force people to be ethical. An unethical person is simply unethical. So let's assume the person did not explain what you bought to you. You take that policy document and read it. If you are not sure, meet someone else, meet your peers, meet people that you assume, or even call the insurance firm that you are taking up that thing with, and ask them to explain. Ask them the questions. You have customer service, and they're supposed to provide after-sales service. So call them and ask them the questions that you need to ask them. Having said that, if an insurance company refuses to pay your claims after you have done the right thing, I mean, you were prompt with your premium payments, you have done everything necessary for you to do, you qualify, and they do not pay your claims, my dear, we have NICOM. NICOM is a CBN of the insurance companies. Write NICOM. You can copy EFCC. The world has gone global. You can't sit, no company can sit down and act like an authority or bully her clients. No, it's the world of the clients right now. So you can write NICOM, that's the National Insurance Commission. You write them and say, this is the problem I'm having. Or most insurance companies, they have an email where they say, you can reach us at www, or this, maybe insure at ICO or insure at Leadway, or you write that, those email addresses that they have there are usually, in those emails, that mail is actually is a mail that once you write is, how do I say, it's an email that once you write to the management team, meaning the directors of that company, get to receive that mail. That's like a directorship group mail. So once you send an email, send your complaint and everything to be responded to. So you write to that. If they still do not respond to it, then report to them, flag it up. Things have changed. Insurance companies cannot do business as usual. Then having said that, another thing is understanding what you are buying. If you buy a motor policy, motor insurance, the essence of that policy is a property and casualty policy. The essence of that policy is to ensure that if something goes wrong, so you have told them that the value of my car is 5 million naira. If something goes wrong, there's an accident, they fix the car for you. Of course, they will not take it to their mechanic. What they do is you bring your own bill and say, take pictures, show them this is what has gone wrong. Someone hit me. Especially if you have the comprehensive policy, whether it was your fault or it was someone else's fault, that doesn't come into play. The fact is you have insurance. So you take pictures of that, you send it to them. This is what has happened. Maybe the third party ran away, or third party is saying does not have insurance. That's for the insurance company to liaise with the person. In a case where you're unable to even hold the person who hits you, insurance company will still sort you out. You tell the person, I could not get a hold of the person. I was too busy taking care of my whatever, ensuring that everything was in place. You get, and you know them, okay, so this is it. This person hit me, and these are the pictures, these are the damages. You get a quotation from your mechanic. If they have in-house engineers will assess what you have given to them. Once they assess it, they'll say, no, this thing, this winch screen you put here is actually this other amount. So you get those exchanges, you get those correspondences. You can agree, you can disagree, but by the time you eventually reach a conclusion, and then once you reach a conclusion, your car will be fixed. But after you have given them all of that, and then they do not answer you, nobody's even coming back to you, they're still posting and say, oh, we are coming. After they promise maybe 72 hours after completion of all documents, then you flag it up, because at that point, they have violated the agreement. It's a contract and they have violated it. So let's say you didn't have claims over 5 years. The best you can get from them is a discount. As painful as it sounds, is a discount, because what you have bought is a pure risk policy. If something goes wrong, XYZ is done. And let's say there's a total loss, your car is replaced, the amount you have given to them, maybe they do their discounts and all that, current value of the car you gave to them and all that, and your money will be paid to you. But if nothing goes wrong, the best you can get is a discount, a no claims discount. You may say, but nothing has happened to my car. This guy's not supposed to give me back my money. Am I not supposed to get something? That is not what you paid for. So understand the policy you are buying. Now, when you come to the life aspect, there are policies that are pure risk, like the education protection plan. So a parent can take up a plan and say, okay, my child is in school. If anything happens, maybe the child is still in primary school. And the man says, if anything happens to my child, because I'm the sponsor, I've been paying this premium. So say the man dies when the child is in primary 2. But because the man has been paying and he has paid up his premium, the child's education continues. So the child leaves that primary school or secondary, as the case may be. However, if nothing happens to the man, nothing is given to the man. Because the agreement was clear from day one that this is what you are paying for. So understand, if you want a policy that dead or alive, you earn something, be clear on it. So you can take up a target policy or a savings plan with the insurance company. And you're saying, okay, so you take up a savings plan and you're saying that, I'm saving 50,000 naira every month, or however you want to save the money. And every insurance company is mandated when you're taking up a savings plan with them to include a life aspect, because the primary role of an insurance company is to manage risk, because you can't take risk away, so manage risk. So if the man, while the man is saving that money, maybe he has saves 200,000 naira every year, and he has saved this money for say 4 years, and then the man dies. What is then done is, let's say they took up a life cover of 1 million for the man, and in filling that form, you'd have named your beneficiary. The beneficiary will then get the 800,000 naira plus the interest, whatever interest has been accrued on that savings, plus the death benefit of 1 million. That means dead or alive, something comes. However, if that man does not die, if the man does not die and he saves, or maybe he's taking up that policy for 10 years, he gets his 2 million naira and whatever interest he has gained over the year, and he walks away. So the man cannot then be saying that, what about that 1 million naira? That 1 million naira is just to say, if this man dies, insurance companies are supposed to have a death benefit attached in a savings policy.
Okay.
There are other policies. Okay, I'm listening.
We have 2 other questions, so try.
Yeah, so that's it. Understand what you are buying, so that when you don't have issues of, this insurance company just taking my money and nothing has happened. So what's going to happen? Nobody has died. So do you want to die? You don't want to die. I know it is painful, but what you can just do is maybe come back and say, okay, let's negotiate, let's renegotiate. I've been paying this money for how long? Can I get a no loss discount? That's all you can ask for, but you cannot say, the money I've paid for the last 5 years, I want my money back. You can't get the money back. You bought your risk, and that's that.
It's all right.
Okay.
I think you've done justice to my question. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yes, Darlington, please unmute yourself and ask question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, the moderator and the host. I want to ask her, looking at the current economic meltdown, looking at the investment options available now, the money markets and what is going on there, and some other, investment options that we do have. I want to get her advice. Where does she think somebody can actually focus on? Should it go to the money markets? Looking at the stocks, some of them are losing while some are gaining, or should we go to maybe, is there any option, any investment option she can refer us to? Thank you.
I would rather not. However, this period has shown us some of the things that matter. People will always eat. So as much as some businesses have fallen. We've seen that the telecommunications world is still doing very well, and the food industry is also doing well, you know, and all of that. Then there's another thing. What is happening right now is going to pass. And businesses have picked up because they've realized that it's going to pass. So from an investor perspective, I would say this is the best time to buy. However, please do not take my advice, please, just on this platform. But this is the best time to actually buy stock, because people are selling off. There was a time when all the stocks were in negative. They were in red for 2 weeks. They were red. Minus for 2 weeks. It was red. In fact, every morning I wake up, I'll go and look at it. And then I said, see, if you're going to do this thing, just leave it alone. And I stopped looking at it. Because at that point, I could have joined the guys who were panicking to go sell off. There is something that's called herd mentality. Herd, H-E-R-D, NAMA. Human beings have herd mentality. You get, people tend to follow what is happening. They tend to react. People react based on what is happening. But smart business people most times do the opposite of what is happening. So people are selling off. So because people are selling off, it's just the law of demand and supply. People are selling off, so prices are crashing. So there are stocks that you would have never been able to buy. But at the heat of the moment, in the month of March, April, that was a time when it was just perfect. Those things are picked up now. So imagine I bought a stock at negative this. It was literally at giveaway price because it was negative. So imagine I bought those stocks at that time. Some are in red, some are in green right now. They're doing very well. They've picked up. Imagine the returns that one would have gotten. So look at the trends. Get a good stockbroker to advise you. But the food industry is doing very well. Logistics is also doing very well because the getting delivery people to even bring things to you is like, oh my God. You get telecommunications. Oh, I don't have money. My phone data, I must still subscribe because there are lots of meetings to attend. There are things to do online. There's even social media to go and look at something that nobody sent me to do. So those guys are cashing out. So you want to study very well and see what it is I want to go into. Do you really want to go into equity? Then look at it very well. Which companies do I want to go invest in? See the trend. Just see the trend. Study the trend. How have they done? Where are they currently? How are they reacting? Even the stocks are companies, company shares. These companies, who is on the management board? Are these reckless guys? Are they millionaire boys that just throwing money around? Or are they diligent? Have they been diligently holding this company through the years? So those are the things you want to see. So it's not enough. We have different risk appetites. What I want may not be what you want. So me telling you, oh, this is it, may be giving you wrong advice. There is no one size fits all in this sort of thing. But as I've said, people will always eat. The data, the telecommunications world is doing very well as well. Logistics industry, if you look around you, the things we see as problems are actually opportunities. So look around you and then you would see what it is you can do. You could also maybe private chat me or something, but honestly, look around you. Thank you. I hope I answered your question well.
Yeah. Thank you. But most of the times you guys always say, look at the train. Studying a particular company, there's always ups and downs, and most of the times, I think, from my own experience, they might be doing well in the past, but looking at what they, like you said, the management and all that also will also help you to forecast the future. But most of the times when you look at the past and you invest your money, only for you to be disappointed because probably they change the management and all that. So I mean, it's so scary. I don't know, it's so scary. But
you can't let fear run the show. The fact that you're even sitting, maybe you're sitting on a chair right now, is a risk. How are you sure that chair can hold your weight?
But if
You
you have
get.
lost some money, I mean,
I
you will
understand.
be very careful.
You'll be very careful, and you should be very careful. It's not wrong for you to be careful. You should be very, very careful. You should be.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, Nye. You can ask your question, please. Mr. Nyechi.
If you look at the chart, I've posted our action items. We'll be deliberating on those action items.
Nyechi, you can unmute yourself and ask question.
Okay. Good evening, all.
Good evening.
My name is Nyecha Noru. So the question I wanted to ask in between, during our explanation, she answered it because it will now turn to be part, it will now be like a contribution of sort of now.
Okay.
And in my former company, I have some friends I introduced into insurance and they were doing well, all of them. And because I have somebody that was marketing me and the guy was very diligent, and at the same time, he asked me to get my colleagues to him, which I did. And at the end of the day, he did very well. So joining another company this year, so I tried the same thing to tell them, because what I actually used to market them for the guy was tax reduction. So when I went to them, tax reduction, we enjoy a lot of tax rebates when we were doing it. Yeah.
Yes.
So when I reaching the new company, I told them about insurance, that is something they can do, is very good. Somebody now told me that he did insurance with a particular company, which I will not mention. I don't even remember the name anyway. That he did 4 different places, and he did it for 4 or 5 years, and he tried to pay for the 4 for 5 years. At the end of the day, when he was supposed to get his money, he went to the insurance company. They did not pay him. At the stage, they struggled to pay one. They will send an apology that with time that they are having financial difficulty, that they will pay. At the end of the day, I don't think he has been paid for 4 of them up till now. But this, you answer the question, is to report them to EFCC and Nikon or something.
Nikon, yes, Nikon, yes.
Which I will also
advise him to do, yes. But you can first of all let him write, because every insurance company, they always write another management email, so you can give them one last shot. You get right to that email and state. It should be very clear. Narrate the ordeal he's been through and ask them to fulfill their obligations. You get. If he does not get a response, which I doubt would happen, but I'm not in charge of all the insurance companies, you get. But if he doesn't get a response, he sends them a reminder, same thing, then that's enough evidence. So when he's writing to Nikon, that's enough. Yeah, that's enough to build on. But he should write to that email, because most times, we have staff who are laid back. It might be an oversight. It might be an act of negligence, which itself is against the law. You get. So a staff may have left what you're supposed to do. And I think some insurance companies use applications. If something is not properly loaded on the system, money will not go out. Money will not be paid to someone. So it might not be that the guys have financial, or it may be, but however, I should give them one last shot, right to those guys. And if the same thing persists, then flag it up to Nikon.
Another one is a contribution here. If you are doing an insurance, it is good. You pay money to the insurance company. That was what I was doing. And let your marketer or something, your account officer, get the receipt for you, than giving the guy money direct.
Because never do that.
Yeah, because there's one of my bosses that I tried to give to this my guy. He told me he has done insurance for 5 years. He was giving the guy, and the guy come, he would give him money. Sometimes he would transfer to his account, and sometimes the guy brings him receipt. I didn't know that all the receipt that the guy was giving to
They're
him.
fabricated.
Yes, at the end of the day, he went to the insurer. They said this thing were not from him. That the guy left the company even 2 years after he started.
Sad story.
Yeah. Thank you very much. That was my
Thank
little
you.
contribution. All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate that.
That's so important. What you have said is so important. And it's not just for insurance, even the investment, because you may be dealing with an account person. Never give anybody cash, never, under no circumstance, even if the person is your friend. Because there's something about money. When you have money, it's like people can actually perceive that this person has money and they'll come to you. That money may not even be yours, and not everybody has the discipline. You know, people are more liberal with someone else's money. Your own money you'll not be willing to spend, but someone else's money is in your care, and then you feel you have the right to spend the money. Never give anybody money. Every insurance company, every registered company in Nigeria has an account number.
Yeah.
Always insist on having the account number. When you make payments, take a screenshot of that payment, send it to your account manager, your account handler. Let the person work with that. Let the person work with that. And that's not even enough. While you are doing your contribution, before you start, try to acquaint yourself with the insurance company. When the business has been incepted, call them. Say, I have business with this, so please, can you help me confirm? To be sure that that money has in place. People are smart. So the fact that you have paid money in, the person might have one James Bond in the company, maybe in accounts, where they have a way of taking money that somebody has paid into. Do you understand? And they will still give you your receipt. But because that money has not been posted on the business, you will think you have money. Because after I'm paying money into XYZ insurance company, I should get my money.
Gave you receipt.
And they gave you receipt. But that money has not even been loaded, because when you have an investment or you have savings with any insurance company, it's like creating an account. So your account is supposed to be credited. You get, so don't just give somebody money. Just don't place business and then walk away and say, oh, we are in a digital these are a digital life. Pay, call the insurance company, send an email to them. Let there be something on record that you have contacted them and they have really confirmed that this business has been accepted. Yes.
I've just learned something new now. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Okay, thank you. Ike Madu, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Boss, I most really appreciate you for your insight on investment.
I hear you, but
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, you want to see me? Okay.
We must be seeing ourselves now. It's been a long time now. Some of you now just they see that. You can't Francis Madu. You are supposed to see your.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Let me finish my question first. Not really a question. Not really a question per se, because it seems she has really answered most of my question I really want to answer. But I just to corroborate on what she has been saying. I actually have a flexible endowment plan with one of the insurance companies, precisely ICO.
Okay.
And it has really been functional, I must say. It's actually a 15 years plan.
Wow.
And I've done it for this is the 5th year. So they normally pay the way they structured it, you pay 25% on the sum assured for every five years. So just recently they paid me my 25%. I never thought it would actually works, but I have been diligent in paying my premiums. And you actually load your payment online. You actually, as you are paying your premium, you can track it online too. So as you are paying, you see where your money is going. So nobody tells you any story. So it really works. But where I really need clarification is this. You're actually trying to market me on a particular product where they say you get salary for life. That is where you can...
annuity.
I don't know what the annuity or so. Yeah, annuity. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
So this is salary for life. Here you can say, okay, by the time I'll be getting to 50 or 55 years at retirement, I want to be
Yes.
earning a particular amount of money until maybe till you die. So
Yes.
do not calculate it based on your current age, and you now know the premium you'll be paying. So I'm still thinking the possibility of it, how possible it is. Because based on what I said I wanted, by the time they calculated it, it was something I have to be paying quarterly, because they said it's actually annually, but you can decide to be doing quarterly.
Okay.
So based on what they calculated, it was almost going to 400,000 or so. So it was, I still couldn't believe if it's very, very possible that if such can be done here in Nigeria. So that's why I'm still skeptical about that one. So I don't know if you can really throw more light on that.
Okay, so thank you for that question, and it's really impressive. It's really impressive that you're already on the right track. Annuity is real. Annuity has been succeeding in Nigeria. It's been in play in Nigeria, and not all insurance companies are doing it, because annuity is a scheme that can drive any company down. So you get a particular amount of money. Someone comes in with a bulk amount of money, and you tell the person every month for the rest of your life, you're going to get this. Now, you know that money was calculated on using the prevailing market interest. So let's say when you advise the person of that, say the market interest was, or the interest then was maybe 10%. So every month you say, I'm going to be giving you 1 million naira. The person gave you the money. 5 years down the line, after paying that money, or maybe let's even say, okay, let's say 5 years down the line, interest rate is now 5%. Interest rate has dropped. If that person had brought that money brought 5%. If you brought the money now and you did the calculation, you probably paid the person 500,000. But he brought the money when interest rates were high, and you didn't envisage that it would drop. Of course, every insurance company has that. They always play around. They know there's this projection. They have projections, but projections are not always right. They're not always right, because if they were, maybe it will not pay you what it's paying you right now. So the fact that interest rates are lower now does not stop that person from earning his 1 million. I mean, that's your business. So annuity is real. Do they have annuitants? We have annuitants. You continue to earn that money. And annuity it actually makes more sense to have an annuity program than waiting for the program withdrawal. Now, the thing is, when you go to the PFAs, that's the pension fund administrators, they are not happy about the annuity, because they understand it and they know. But they always say that we are giving you a guarantee period. We are telling you that we're going to pay back your money. We're going to be with you for the next 17 years or so, and all that and all that. But what if that person outlives the 17 years? People live long these days, you know. Once somebody has money, they don't die. They really do not die, because their health is taken care of. The man or the woman is not waiting for the child to come give them money. They have money that they are earning. That alone gives peace of mind. And the man is not going anywhere. You get? So a lot of people, the program withdrawal guys, the pension guys, are not happy that annuity, but annuity has come in to stay. It has come in to stay. It is real. Once they've done the calculation for you, before you settle with them, also check out what but ICO is a strong company as well. Check out what other insurance companies who are offering annuity, what offers they are giving. You get? Weigh the options and see, okay, which one is paying me more? Also look at the trends. This company, do they have a structure that is standard? You know, who is the custodian of their money? Because those monies should not be kept in insurance companies. They actually left the custodian. Who is keeping the money for them? The guys keeping the money, are they well monitored, you know, and all that. But annuity is real. Annuity has been in existence for a very long time. A lot of annuitants, there are a lot of annuitants, thousands of annuitants in Nigeria currently. And I think they are happy that they took it up.
All right. Thank you.
Then I think, sorry, my apologies. Then I think what they're actually offering you, because right now you're not close to retirement yet. So what they're giving you is a deferred annuity, which is fine because you are saving towards your retirement. And this deferred annuity is actually a scheme that businessmen should take up because you're not in a structured employment. You're not working for someone, you're working for yourself. So there's no money being set aside or money being contributed by your employer. So you have to plan for it. Because those of us who are in structured employment, we know that a certain amount of money is kept aside. Even that money that's kept aside, when you look at it, it's really not enough. So you can also add. I think the PFAs have made it very flexible. You can also fund your pension, your RSA, retirement savings account. You can fund it as well. But for the businessman, take up the deferred annuity. Not just the businessman, even the one in paid employment, you can take up deferred annuity and say, at the end of, by the time I get to my retirement age, then I can start earning my money. Thank you.
All right, thank you. It's very clear now. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay. If there's no other question, I think we'll
Wow. I didn't know this was going to be this long. Oh my, it's past. It's actually past 9:30.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
Okay. First, I must say I appreciate you for taking up this responsibility. I didn't even believe that you come through. We had this discussion for some time, and then you say you get back to me. I said, okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate you
Thank
for
you
the
so
time
much.
and the explanation. Thank you. So mates, I thank you for keying in this night and enjoying every moment. I pray that God will help us to put into practice all the things that we learned today. Thank you.
Amen.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Okay, now I want to
Thank
ask
you
you a
so much.
question. You told us that you're supposed to be for sure. That's supposed to be the moderator. What happened?
Okay.
This is for sure.
Yeah. For
You
sure.
leave from the house. What happened?
No,
I
I didn't want.
expecting him.
I didn't want to change the mood. For sure, told me that they have a barrier in his compound. Everywhere is going to be very noisy.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I should take up the responsibility.
In his hometown, in the villa.
No. Kaduna, where he's staying.
Kaduna. Okay.
Okay.
It's all right.
Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. And it was really exciting. It was really exciting. Thank you.
Yeah, good
Thank
one.
you so
did well.
much.
You tried. Just that I didn't see some of our faces. Darlington as the car. I don't see your
My
face.
picture is there now.
I know. We want to see your face.
Your picture now. But it's okay. Good one.
Can you see me?
Thank you.
Colonels, never tell us what they find.
You don't tell us see people now. You don't tell now. So we can see our face at least.
Exactly.
Guys, it's really nice to